Hi, folks, and welcome to another episode of Buckeye Brandon's Bushcraft and Survival. So, in today's episode, I wanted to do a little talking about the fact that I was tagged, and I was tagged by Feral Woodcraft as to what is my go-to bushcraft and tactical knives. To answer this question, okay, we need to take a look at what would be, take a look at what would be considered in this question. And for me, that is the fact that years back, I was swamped in knives, folks. I had survival knives, bushcraft knives, choppers, Lord, I had just every knife you could think of that was either gimmicky or popular at the time. Nevertheless, I found myself in a situation where I had grown tired of that, and I told myself, I said, Brandon, you're going to get rid of most of your knives. You know what? No, Brandon, you're going to get rid of all your knives. You are going to choose one bushcraft knife. Okay, so that being said, let's take a look at what I chose, and I will explain to you why I chose that. I can tell you ahead of time, please calm down. Please don't give me death threats in the comments. There's reasons for my judgment, and I will explain. So, with nothing further, let's take a look at this, my choice as my favorite go-to bushcraft knife. And when I say go-to is a general term. And for me, that pretty much means what's on your belt when you go into the woods. So let's take a look. And that is none other than da-da-da-da. Yep, that's right. Charade SCHF 51. Now let's take a look at this bad boy and allow me to do some explaining. Like I said, I was of the type of person that had just gotten sick and tired of being sick and tired of having a shitload of knives. I am not that kind of guy. I want one good all-around all-purpose bushcraft knife. And it took me a while to find. I went through some Bark Rivers, some LT Wrights, and then I figured something out. I said, Brandon, you don't have to have $250 to $300 strapped to your hip when you go into the woods, man. Look around, see what you can find that makes you happy. And I'll tell you, the problem with most of those knives that I had was that they were shrimpy. When I want a baton, man, I want a baton. When I want to carve, I want to carve. And I don't want problems. I want a knife that's going to do it and it's going to be there for me. So, in saying that, I chose, that's right, the SCHF 51. Now, I didn't go with the SCHF 51M or anything like that. I don't care for their micarta handles or handle scales. And I like the TPE very much. It's very comfortable in the hand. You have some, jimping right there that's very pleasing and comfortable. Now, this knife in particular, I believe this one and the 52 were modeled after the, I want to say, SCHF 26, okay? And when they realized that the coating on the 26 was crap, and I'm sure you've heard the story a billion times, but when they realized the coating was crap and that there were some other problems, such as with the jimping being too aggressive and whatnot, they revamped it. And the 51 and 52 are what they came out with. Now, the 52 was definitely a nice bushcraft knife, but nevertheless, I needed something a little smaller than a machete-sized knife for bushcraft. So I chose the 51. And let me tell you, this damn thing has served me very well. You see some staining and some fading and where the coatings wore off, but you know what you don't see? A shitload of rust and problems. You don't see any broken tip, any broken blade, none of that. And I know, early on when these came out, you had your YouTubers, oh, the tip's weak, the tips on those things break, those things suck, blah, blah, blah. Well, you know what, dude? If I were to try to beat on a knife to the extent that some of these YouTubers beat on their knives, I'm sure the tip would break, but you know what? I'm sure if I took a $200 or $300 knife and did the same damn thing, the same outcome would come to be. So, this is it for me. It's very comfortable, and I'm very happy with it. When I go into the woods, I take this with me. I can't tell you how many times me and my daughter have went into the woods. She's 9 years old, so she's a beginning bushcrafter, and she's learning the art, and Dad's teaching her very well. And one of the things I taught her and that she learned with me was that you don't have to have a very expensive bushcraft knife. Okay, well, here's the deal. I'm going to wrap it up in saying this, okay? I'm happy with this knife. My daughter carries an M-Tech bushcraft knife, and she's happy with hers. Granted, she's 9. Yeah, she's not the best bushcrafter in the world. There's things she hasn't learned yet, but she will. You know what? She's batoned through huge pieces of firewood. She's made feather stick after feather stick right along my side, and that M-Tech knife she had led the way and did a fine job. You know what? The Charade Model 51 I had has also led the way and done a fine job. So, for all the bushcrafters out there that know what I mean by bushcraft knife snobbery, come on, guys. Let's just not do it. You got your Glock fanboys when it comes to the guns. Let's not be Glock fanboys about the knives. Let's be reasonable. If it works as a tool in the woods and brings you through the job it's supposed to do, brings you through it the right way, and does the job well, give it credit where credit is due. So, Feral Woodcraft, I loved all your knives. I give you credit. If I had the income to do what you did knife-wise and buy all those, I sure would, and I'd enjoy every one of them. And I appreciate you tagging me. Here it is. This is my go-to bushcraft and tactical knife. I don't really do a tactical knife, so this is my go-to bushcraft knife. This is what's on my hip, on my belt when I go into the woods. I thank you. And, well, here we go. Okay, I'm going to tag somebody with the same question. What is your go-to bushcraft knife? What is on your hip when you go into the woods? And the person that I'm going to tag is Really Big Monkey. Okay? Really Big Monkey. What is on your hip when you go into the woods? And his channel, I believe, is called Fun in the Woods. Okay? So, there you go. Really Big Monkey at Fun in the Woods. You've been tagged. What is your go-to blade? What is on your hip when you go into the woods? For everybody out there, for all my listeners, please like and subscribe. I've been trying to get a growing fan base. Please help me to do so. In the near future, you are going to see some springtime videos where I get out. I'm going to do some hiking cooks. I'm going to do a couple of overnighters. We're going to have a lot of fun in 2019. I'm waiting to get the time off work that I need, and I'm waiting for the weather to break just a little more, and basically also I'm waiting for my daughter to go on summer break. But, all that said and done, we're going to have a lot of fun this year. So please, by all means, like and subscribe. When I throw up a new video, you'll be the first to know. Other than that, get outside and enjoy it. This is Buckeye Brandon's Bushcraft signing off. You all have a very blessed night and stay safe. God bless.